Do most networking conversations feel like polite lies that encourage you, but also leave you more confused and helpless than ever? If you want to start making real progress with networking, I'll show you 5 networking tips that cut through the lies and actually get you hired. Here's what I mean. You ask a recruiter, "Hey, does my resume look good?" They smile and say, "Looks great." But here's what they're really thinking. It's generic and boring, but I'm not going to crush this person's confidence. They're not trying to hurt you. They're just being nice. They're answering like your mom would, giving you an answer that feels good to hear, but is kind of a gentle lie. Here's what bad mom questions look like in real life. "Do you like my cooking?" She'll say, "It's delicious," while secretly ordering pizza later. I made this mistake for a long time. I'd ask, "Do you think I should start a game studio?" And people would say, "Sure, why not? Follow your passion." I walked away feeling encouraged, but with zero actual insight. Encouragement does not mean information. This is where the mom test comes in. It's a book by Rob Fitzpatrick, and the core idea is simple. If you ask safe questions, even your mom will lie to you to be nice. The rules are, Rule 1, don't ask for opinions, ask for facts. "What do you think about remote work?" gets you their opinion. And opinions let people give you soft, nice answers that feel good. "How has your team's productivity changed since going remote?" gets you incontrovertible data that you critically need to make real decisions. Rule 2, don't ask hypotheticals. Ask about past behavior. "Would you hire someone without a degree?" is fantasy. When you last hired someone without a degree, what convinced you? That is history. And history doesn't lie. Rule 3, don't ask leading questions. Ask open-ended ones. Don't you think networking is important? Pushes them towards your answer. Leading questions only get people to confirm what you already want to believe, not necessarily what they actually believe. They won't give you additional information and just reinforce your own, often dangerously wrong, echo chamber. How do you typically find new opportunities? Let them tell you what actually works in their experience. Most people think networking is about impressing others. It's not. It's about intelligence gathering. Your job isn't to get validation. It's to uncover what actually drives hiring decisions. I can't stand traditional networking advice. It's all, be confident, follow up, make connections, share information. It's garbage. It wastes your time and keeps you stuck asking the wrong damn questions. Let me show you the networking questions that guarantee polite lies and exactly how to fix them. Bad question number 1. Would you hire someone like me? They'll be polite, but not honest. The fix? When you last hired for your team, what made certain candidates stand out over others? Bad question number 2. Do you think my resume looks good? Good is meaningless. Good for what? Good compared to what? The fix? When was the last time you saw a truly impressive resume? Bad question number 3. Can you introduce me to recruiters at your company? I know. We think direct asks are efficient, but this is a pure transaction from a stranger. The fix? When you've referred someone in the past, what made you confident enough to put your name on the line? You learned their criteria for referrals. Notice the pattern? The bad questions are about you. The good questions are about their actual experience. Let me tell you about the networking conversation that almost led me to make a massive mistake. I was getting really frustrated founding my own startup. I didn't enjoy fundraising because I kept getting bad information on what I should be doing. All because I was asking the wrong questions, including, do you think I should found a startup? At a gaming conference, talking to someone else who had started their own studio, I asked that very same question. He said, "Yeah, absolutely. It felt amazing. I had already quit my job at Riot and was so ready to be a .com millionaire, billionaire, or whatever. But here's when everything started to change. I found out what I should have asked. When you started your startup, what nearly killed you in the first year? That conversation would have revealed the brutal reality. How impossible it is to get funding without traction. How you get discouraged when investors say no for the 100th time. How you get buried under an avalanche of contradictory advice from people who've never done it. The difference between those two questions? One got me a polite lie that could have ruined me. The other would have given me the information I needed to succeed. Since then, I've helped people land jobs at companies like EA, Sony, and Blizzard using these exact strategic questions. And if you want more strategies like this, there's a link in the description to join my newsletter. It's free, and it's where I share the deeper strategies that work. If you're anything like me, you're tired of networking events where everyone asks surface-level questions and exchanges business cards that go nowhere. So what makes a networking question actually work? 5 principles. Principle 1, past behavior over hypotheticals. Would you hire me? Forces them to judge a stranger to their face. Plus, it's a meaningless hypothetical with no context about role, timing, or your actual skills. Instead, try, when you last hired someone, what made them stand out? Now, you're getting their real decision-making criteria from an actual hiring situation. You learn what genuinely impressed them when their own reputation and budget were on the line. Principle 2, their stories, not your worth. What do you think of my background? You're asking them to evaluate you based on a quick summary. And they'll default to being encouraging. You get generic praise that tells you nothing about what actually matters. Instead, when you broke into this industry, what was the toughest part? Now, they're sharing their real struggle. The obstacles they faced, what nearly stopped them. You learn the actual challenges you need to prepare for, not feel-good fluff about your potential. Principle 3, pain points over pleasantries. How's business? This is small talk that gets you a polite, fine, fine thanks. Even if they're struggling. You learn nothing about their real challenges or what keeps them up at night. Try instead, what's been the hardest part about finding good talent this year? Now, you're uncovering their actual pain points. What skills are scarce? What red flags they avoid? What makes candidates compelling? You discover opportunities where you could genuinely help. Principle 4, referral psychology over direct asks. Can you refer me? You're asking them to stake their reputation on someone they barely know. It's transactional and puts them in an awkward position. A better approach is, when you've recommended someone before, what gave you the confidence? Now, you're learning their trust-building criteria. What demonstrations of competence they need to see. How relationships develop over time. What reduces their risk. You discover how to earn referrals instead of begging for them. Principle 5, process over opinions. Should I apply to your company? This is a hard one. You're asking them for their opinion about your fit without them knowing your skills. They'll give you generic encouragement that tells you nothing about whether you'd actually succeed. Ask this instead. When someone gets hired at your company, what does that process actually look like? Now, you're getting insider intelligence. How decisions really get made. What steps matter most. You learn the real game instead of getting empty encouragement to go for it. These aren't just conversation starters. They're intelligence gathering tools for people like you and me, people who want real results. I get asked this all the time. How do you network without wasting time on pointless conversations? And here are some strategic questions you can use immediately. When you scroll LinkedIn, what actually makes you click on someone's profile? Last time you accepted a connection request, what made you hit yes? When you were promoted, what was the biggest shift in how you approached your work? What's one piece of advice you wish someone had given you 5 years ago? What's the most valuable introduction someone's ever made for you? When you've made your strongest professional connection, how did those relationships actually start? And at conferences, what made you decide to come to this event? When you think about your career growth, what conversations actually led to opportunities? What's one mistake you see people make in the gaming industry? The magic happens when you listen to their stories and ask follow-up questions. That's where you find the patterns that everyone else misses. And if you're getting value from this, if you can already see how these questions are different from what you've been taught, hit that like button. It tells YouTube that more people need to see this intelligence gathering approach instead of the usual networking fluff. When you start asking strategic questions instead of safe questions, 3 things happen. First, you get real information instead of polite encouragement. You learn how hiring actually works, not how people think it should work. Second, you build trust faster. When you're genuinely curious about someone's experience, they notice. Third, you find opportunities others miss. While everyone else is asking, are you hiring? You're learning. How do great hires actually happen here? That information becomes your competitive advantage. This isn't just a better way to network. It's the only way that consistently works for people who want real results instead of feel-good conversations. Your challenge this week? Replace one safe networking question with one strategic question. Try it in your next LinkedIn DM or conference conversation. Stop being a networking victim who gets polite lies. Start being a career strategist who gathers top secret intelligence. That's how you turn networking from small talk into real career leverage. And once you're successful networking, you need to learn what actually gets you noticed by recruiters. Check out my video where I break down exactly what lands interviews.